Hello, 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 you guys. How you guys doing tonight? Hopefully everyone is having a good day out there. Of course, we're not looking good going forward, but at least we're good now, right? Hi, Rodney. Hi, Corinne. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Susie. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Linda. Hi, Karen. Hi, Charlotte. Teresa. Hi, Matt. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Linda. Hi, Greg. Hi, Tammy. Linda, please share this out if you can. Share this out everywhere so we make sure we get it out there so people know what's going on in the world. As we're looking more and more like we can end up in a big war. A big war. Of course, sugar shortages are coming our way as early as the first of next month. We could start seeing shortages of sugar on the shelves. Shortages of sugar on the shelves as early as next month. Hi, Jason. Hi, Paulette. Hi, Jeff. You guys are joining us. But that's crazy. Can you imagine not having sugar or not having wheat? I mean, little things are becoming big problems. And more reports are coming out that this is really some murky water coming out now. Secret plans could give the U.S. president emergency powers to shut down the internet. To shut down the internet completely. Murky Cold War order that granted the president sweeping emergency powers that have never become public, but adjacent documents have pieced together what the commander-in-chief may be able to do in certain circumstances. This is not looking good that this is coming out. Of course, new analysts of the documents from the War on Terror era have indicated the emergency powers granted to the president during the Cold War will allow the commander-in-chief to take shocking and drastic steps and oversight during an emergency, including turning off all electronic communications, electricity, and water, just to name a few. This is coming forward at a time when we don't need to be hearing this. This is something we don't need to worry about. This is just crazy, though. Can you imagine coming home or going out, no internet, no power, no water? Sounds like a new world order to me. Yeah. It's just sad. It is sad what's happening. Putin, of course, increasing threats today, as we've seen, becoming more and more drastic. These threats. Not talking just sugar for your coffee. You're talking sugar for everything. Your basic supplies. You go to the store, that's a processed good. Contains sugar 99% of the time. People won't realize that. There's a lot going on at once. Hi, Tia. Hi, James. I just seen you guys join. But Putin, of course, is stepping up his nuclear threats. And which country could be hit first? Likely three likely targets, though, are the things that are scary. First target, U.S., because, like, any likely target of any nuclear strike by Russia. It could be its formed Cold War adversary because of us. After Moscow and the U.S. reconciled that the biggest nuclear power in the world and holds an estimated 5,600 nuclear weapons, not including the new 50 weapons that they have for hypersonic nuclear weapons. And now Russia, of course, is developing another weapon that says it could be, or been developing, because it's, according to them, it could be done by the end of next month. That's according to the Federation of American Scientists. President Putin also recently labeled the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, as a U.S.-led military alliance, which it is. And he has every right to be afraid of it. Looking at what could happen, and of course, he said NATO is enlarging and being used by the U.S. and an art of aggression, a way to aggress or aggravate an already difficult global situation. And this came prior to his invasion of Ukraine. Military pact, of course, threatens Moscow or the borders of his country and Moscow itself. Officials at the Kremlin might view striking a U.S. target as a symbolic symbol of the country's power, and also could intimidate NATO allies from moving against Russia's plans. Of course, we're hoping for no nuclear strikes because nuclear strikes are not good for anybody. They're a downfall everywhere. Second target, most likely target, would be Ukraine. Since, of course, the war broke out in Ukraine in February, Britain has provided significant amounts of military aid to Kiev, and the UK Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, has also personally visited Ukraine. President Vladimir Zelensky. I can't pronounce his first name. Continuing the economic and humanitarian support, supposedly that's what they're doing, but really sending massive amounts of weapons into Ukraine. The UK is now threatened with retaliatory actions directly from Russia. We could easily see this in a matter of days. Today, he put out a threat that he said he could attack Poland in under 6 seconds. Poland will be hit. That's a drastic timeline. That is not something that is quick or quick to respond. 6 seconds, you don't have a response. And that's the problem. The Kremlin's defense committee with also warned that Russian nuclear attack could wipe out the UK in less than 4 minutes. Alongside the US and Britain is viewed as one of the key members of NATO. Any attack towards it could carry direct and significance for President Putin. However, again, Moscow would have to weigh the risk and the reward from attacking a NATO country and what type of response it would generate. As we've already heard, though, the U.S. does not plan on doing anything else. It really does not. The U.S. does not plan on actually using nuclear weapons if we get into a fight with Russia. They try to avoid them at all costs. That's even if there's a nuclear weapon launched in the first place. Because all it would take is 3 modern-day nuclear warheads to end us on an ice age period. It might be a mini ice age, a couple of years of cold, but it would devastate crops for those couple of years, causing billions of lives to be lost. And when I say billions, we're talking billions. And it's not a little problem. It's growing every day. So between sugar shortages, wheat shortages, now nuclear, of course, just keeps growing. And China, of course, preparing for war. Biden, I think, just makes the remarks at the worst possible time. stating that we will defend Taiwan in a big fight in the World War news at the moment. The world of pain that could be about to be unleashed on the U.S. military, unfortunately, in Asia. Seriously, how has no one realized how bad this is going to be beyond belief? Why, the worst of anything in the 21st century so far, for sure. Of course, the remarks from U.S. President Joe Biden on Taiwan didn't help at all. A number of things appear to already be in the works before that for the blow. This appears to be one of the most brutal and bloody beatdowns of all times if it kicks off in that region. Taiwan is in dispute of the particular time, and Mr. Biden recently said America would commit to defending Taiwan militarily from China. Of course, China didn't appear to care much for his remarks at all. As Chinese Communist Party top brass have reportedly discussed military plans for invading Taiwan, as we know because the leaked audio. Damn it, Biden. What have you done? This is going to kick off something serious. Things around the world. This disaster of the U.S. administration is really falling apart. Unfortunately, this summer doesn't look good for some, with all the ongoing war and the news of war, fighting starting all the time. China versus America in the region, and that region will spark unbelievable carnage, total devastation of engagement and of battle, active warfare and commerce between the various armies and so forth. This would be crazy. I mean, imagine not being able to get any goods from the Asian continent. Well, that's where all our goods are supplied from. But interesting enough, military strategy on both will employ moving forward. That's what both military strategies apply right now. Us moving forward for Taiwan's safety, and China, of course, wanting to move forward for one China. The likes of which will be 10 times worse than the stuff that's going on in Russia and Ukraine crisis at the moment. Much worse. There will be a lot of blood. It's not good. The region could see other countries dragged into the war near Taiwan too. Obviously Japan, but Australia will not be safe over there either. It's getting bad, very bad. At least on a fight fan and boxing note, you got Reverend Davis and Ramirez this weekend. But it's ridiculous what's happening. This is going to be an ongoing event that's going to keep leading up to more problems. If we get in a direct conflict with China right now over Taiwan, and we end up drawing in more Asian countries, I mean, we're already going to see a sugar shortage. We're already going to see a wheat shortage. We know the government could turn off our internet, power, water at any time for any reason because that's just what they can do. It's not looking good, the outcome, of course. And then we got the school shooting that happened, and you look at what actually happened. And the police should have gone in. The police's response for not going in is because they thought the active shooter turned into a barricade situation. That's their response. Children's lives on the line at the same time while they're saying they thought it was a barricade situation. Active calls were coming in saying the shooter was still active. In the classroom with the shooter, students were calling in. But what did we do? Or what did the police do? They waited outside for federal border patrol agents to arrive and not wait. They went in. This is a sad part of looking through our society when we're seeing this happen and nobody's doing anything about it. What's next? We got to ask ourselves, are the police really helping at this point? And I back the police. That's the sad part. I stand for law and order in this country, and I truly believe in it. The problem is when law and order no longer stands up for the little guy and no longer cares, that's a problem for me. And it should be a problem for you too. Because as we're facing this, this is something that's going to affect the nation for years to come. We see more shootings happening daily, weekly. We're seeing food plants magically get destroyed, factories get destroyed magically. Mass shootings at all-time high numbers. As people get hungrier and people become more desperate, we will be seeing more of this. It's not a question. Theft will be going up as it already has. Crime rates have already been going through the roof. And it's just the beginning. Imagine when you can't get food at the grocery store, because that's what may be coming. And it's important to realize all this stuff is going to add up. And it's going to lead to a peak. It's just ridiculous at this point. Watching what's happening around the world. Russia's currency, of course, is becoming the strongest currencies of all. And of course, if we slow Russian oil supply anymore, a global recession is guaranteed. And a full-blown energy crisis would hit the world. As we're looking at more European countries saying they're going to no longer use Russian oil supplies. We can't handle it. The market cannot handle it. Banks, of course, are calling it out. Oil suppliers from around the world are calling it out. It will be total chaos. We already have rolling blackouts here in the U.S. in some parts where heat waves are hitting. We're not even in storm season or travel season yet. As of course, the end of this week, or today actually marks the end of school for a lot of students in the United States. So summer vacations haven't started yet. Peak gas prices are nowhere near where they're going to be. But natural gas is already at a higher rate than seen ever before. You know what natural gas affects? Your power bill, your water bill. Anything that requires a lot of electricity to treat. Just one thing after another. And of course, diesel fuel going skyrocketing is not helping prices at all anyways. As diesel fuel increases, price of goods increase. The price to even grow crops or use farm equipment increases. The price to transport those crops increases. It's a cycle. And nobody's looking at the whole picture. We got to be prepared and be ready for what's coming because it is coming. Whether we or end up being at war with Russia or China at this point, it's just sad looking at what's happening. It's sad. Seems like every time we turn around, there's something else happening, and it's nothing good at this point. Nothing. Government's trying to claim inflation is easing. We know that's not true. One thing after another. Oh, it's just sad. But God bless you guys. If anybody wants to call in and, of course, share your concerns of what's happening in the world, more than welcome to hear them here. U.S. oil is, of course, U.S. is driving seasonal prices of oil. The EU embargo decision, of course, that's coming up. Memorial Day weekend. Natural gas prices surging as summer cooling season switches on. One thing after another. China threatening SpaceX's satellites. Literally, everywhere you look, it's nothing that's good. Of course, Putin's willing to make a deal and open up grain and fertilizer exports to the West if they agree to lift all the sanctions. That's not happening anytime soon. It's just sad. Be prepared and get prepared. If you're not prepared yet, you need to be. I mean, having an extra 25-pound bag of sugar, believe it or not, will do you a lot of good if we have a sugar shortage. You don't realize how many things use sugar until you need it. Stocks go up because stocks are what people are paying for goods. They like to call the stock market a what people are willing to pay for valuation. Of course, we got monkeypox now, and who's saying maybe we should lock down for this now? How did it get out, and how did it reappear in country or a globe where it didn't exist? We need to consume less sugar in the U.S. Anyways, do you know India is the number one consumer of sugar, but they're also the number one producer of sugar in the world? Yeah. Keep printing money. They can float that market as long as they want. You're right, Sabrina, about that. Keep printing money. They can float that market till the day is done. But be prepared any day now. Could see a lot happen any day now. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful night. Of course, if you can support the channel, please do. And make sure you share this out as much as possible. Yes, the amendment was signed giving who more power and more authority in the U.S., unfortunately. But God bless you guys. God bless America. Stay strong, stay safe out there. See you tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Good night.